thanks for giving me this opportunity to present the National Center for Mathematics. In some sense, this is a natural follow-up to what Rajesh presented, because if you imagine mathematics as a tree, school level mathematics is at the root, and the research and output and interaction with industry and application is all the branches and leaves. But I'm going to talk about university mathematics at universities, both pure and applied, and that is the trunk. So, this is the overview of the talk. I will go quickly over much of the earlier parts because Rajesh has made the case for mathematics quite eloquently. And then we go, I describe a couple of models for improving both these things that I mentioned, namely university level mathematics and interaction of mathematics with industry. And then I give a rapid introduction to the National Center for Mathematics. And I finish with what I call a call to arms. And I will echo what Rajesh said, you will see. So mathematics is a major engine in the development of all sciences and technology. In India, it has been held in the highest regard from ancient times. There is a famous poem that it's been likened to the crowning crest of a peacock and the shining gem in the serpent's hood. In computer science, which has emerged as a major field, as in mathematics, Indians and people of Indian origin have a significant presence. I don't know why. Now, development of mathematical expertise has a large multiplier effect in terms of benefits to society, economy, intellectual life, and national self-image. Because I'm making this point because you might well ask why should we support mathematics and not, say, high energy physics or accelerator physics or astrophysics. Modest investments in mathematical expertise have potential for huge payoff. In the community of nations, strength in mathematics translates to soft and hard power. Rajesh has already mentioned the importance of mathematical literacy. And mathematics and computer science enable today's sophisticated manufacturing technologies and data-driven decision-making in government, business, defense, and industry. So this document is meant to initiate discussion of the state of mathematics and computer science in India with a view to rapidly scaling up our abilities. Okay, we want to compete at the highest levels and also stand ready to meet sophisticated needs of Indian industry and government, including defense. Now, let me quickly describe the competition. There are many indicators what we are failing to achieve. Among them is something that hurts us particularly as academic mathematicians. So every 4 years, the International Mathematical Union holds something called the International Congress of Mathematicians. It's a big event and amazingly interesting. An invitation to give a talk here is highly coveted. And here is a graph which speaks for itself. Now, this plots against time the number of people from India, from China, people of Indian origin, and people of Chinese origin who have been invited to give talks here. And you will see that while India began very well, we have been steadily losing ground. In fact, here we stop at 2018. The data from 2022 is out and we've slipped even further behind. So in the past decades, China has become a major force in many things, including artificial intelligence and quantum computing. There is a direct correlation between the two developments. So this is a call to arms. In fact, this phrase will keep recurring in my talk. We have to rejuvenate India's traditional strengths in mathematics, and we have to do this by strengthening mathematics education in schools, colleges, and universities. Building broad competence is the only way to achieve peaks of excellence. Now, here are the best practices, which all robust mathematical communities around the world have in common. but it's good to list these. You start with a sound and broad-based school education up to high school and what we call junior college. A strong system of universities, often tiered into the elite, the middle levels, and the third. A vibrant industrial ecosystem with a need for cutting-edge mathematics and a critical mass of highly qualified and applied mathematicians. Both these conditions have to be met. Institutions that combine research, teaching, with outreach towards education and applications, and funding. A word about funding. Now, USA in mathematics, as in other subjects, they are by far the best funded community. They have well-endowed private and public universities, the Department of Defense and Energy, private foundations, the NSF, they all fund mathematics. The projected NSF budget for mathematics in 2021 is $230 million. China has aggressively started supporting science and technology and mathematics in particular. Mathematics and its applications are a major national project during the 14th five-year plan, and $230 million has been earmarked for this. In India, one should not complain. India has seen steady and generous funding for mathematics as other sciences. In fact, we have been lucky, my generation in particular. Now, annual mathematics spending on mathematics is approximately $13 million by the National Board for Higher Mathematics, which is only one of many agencies that support mathematics. So this is not the total amount available for mathematics, but it gives you some idea. Now, just to get a reality check, the major university in China is Peking University, is still the highest regarded. Fudan University in Shanghai has over the past decades rapidly caught up with not just with Peking University, but with other major universities around the world. Here is a photo of their two towers that house the mathematics department. Now, how to intervene at the university level to improve mathematics? Now, there is an Indian model which has functioned very well in the area of astronomy and astrophysics at Pune. In little over 3 decades, this center has managed to effectively combine the roles of a research institute with a permanent body of researchers and a visitor center for the community of teachers and researchers around the country. They have buildings, a permanent academic staff, resource centers for students and teachers around the country, 6 of them, and a revolving roster of nearly 200 associates who are entitled to visit and spend sabbaticals at IUCAA and refresher courses. Here is another model, a German model, which recognizes that mathematics is a key technology. So this is the Fraunhofer Institute in Kaiserslautern, Germany. I know the founder very well. They work closely with the University of Kaiserslautern. They are neighboring institutions, but a major part of the funding comes from contracts with the university. They have high-level expertise in modeling, simulation, optimization, quality assurance, and risk management. They do intensive work on the mathematics related to machine learning, renewable energies and sustainability, medicine and biotechnology, vehicle development and textile industry. And they have cooperation between departments and other institutes, special projects, to name 3, smart farming and agriculture, programmable materials, and quantum optics. So this is a snapshot of 2 institutions that could serve as model for us. Now I introduce you to the National Center for Mathematics. This is a young institution that has proved itself. It has its antecedents in the advanced training in mathematics schools, which were launched by the National Board for Higher Mathematics in 2004. The purpose was to provide training in core subjects in mathematics to PhD students, young researchers, and teachers. This was a broad-based effort involving most of the active mathematics departments and institutes in the country, but the leadership and administration was centered at IIT Bombay and TIFR. And in 2011, these 2 institutions jointly established the National Center for Mathematics, headquartered in IIT Bombay, under the supervision of an apex committee. And there is now an international advisory committee, very very eminent. Now, it has organized in the past decade a large number of activities at different levels, beginning from graduate address to graduate students, all the way to junior faculty, that essentially revolve around the aim of raising people's capabilities from competence to high competence to excellence. So, that this is this continuum that we must want to move large numbers of people up. And I will not, you can read the description. Now, currently we operate out of offices loaned by IIT Bombay. It is run with the help of a small but efficient support staff by the head, who is a member of the Department of Mathematics of IIT Bombay. It is Professor Jugal Verma at the moment. Now, land has been allotted and plans made for a complex of offices, meeting spaces, guest house, and hostel. Okay, that is all there. But, okay, before I go on, so why at IIT Bombay? Well, there are many reasons. It leverages the presence of a large number of mathematicians in IIT Bombay and TIFR, also in Bombay, to advance the training of younger mathematicians. It will provide a meeting place for the Indian mathematical community, make use of the expertise and the applications of mathematics to technology available in the departments of IIT Bombay, which is a world-renowned engineering school, and facilitate collaborations between mathematicians, pure and applied, and government departments engaged in science and technology, as well as private industry. Okay, now I repeat the phrase, a call to arms. We need more and possibly more imaginative ideas and funds to implement them. We are looking for support so that we can expand our network of resource persons, forming alliances with top-tier institutions in India and abroad, hire a small core of distinguished faculty and junior researchers at NCM to anchor its programs, possibly adding one named chair in each in pure and applied mathematics, start a program of support to 100 associates from smaller departments around the country with support for collaboration, visits, and involvement with activities of the center, and organize intense 2 or 3 week activities with a precise focus, with high-level faculty and motivated younger researchers working together to solve or at least make significant headway on specific problems. Organize project-oriented sessions, bringing people from industry together with faculty from engineering and/or applied mathematics schools with relevant expertise to solve model and real-world problems. Younger generation researchers will assist, learn from, and possibly contribute in essential ways to the proceedings. These meetings could be decentralized and virtual or hosted by institutions around the country. Timelines, given funding, all the above steps could be in place within a matter of 6 months. Recruiting highly qualified persons to name chairs will take 2 years because, that is really the hardest part always, finding, highly competent people. Long-term goals, double the number of highly competent mathematicians, both pure and applied, available to meet the needs of education, research, and industry. Improve performance measured by metrics, publication, patents, and others. Significantly strengthen links with industry and government. A detailed proposal exists with timelines and clear statement of goals. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Although you have a little bit of more time, so if you want to impart some specific learnings that you might have thought because of the time crunch, you might not, you can continue with that, if there's anything specific.
I want to just reiterate that you need the whole system of mathematics to work. We need to induce large number of bright students to enter the field. We need to train them well. We need to give them good higher education, and we need to give them good problems to work on. So the analogy I always use is that of sports. Why is India doing so much better at sports? Because there is a system, there is a broader catchment area than used to be the case. There's a better system in place to identify talent. there is a better system to train them. Coaches and players are better recompensed, and there is a virtuous loop, a feedback loop between the various levels of this mechanism. And we need to have a similar virtuous loop in place for mathematics. And why mathematics? I repeat, because it's a central and important discipline, and modest investments in mathematics have potential to give returns to society far out of proportion to other subjects. So I'm just repeating myself, but this is a point well worth repeating.